Welcome to Bangla City SATV News. This is Faisal Faruqi. First with the headlines. Collaboration among regional countries in agricultural research and education should be enhanced, said Prime Minister at FAO conference. Launch month essential selling program ahead of Ramadan for sorting prices of commodities. Government withdraws VAT on cooking oil and sugar imports. 3 people, including a child, killed in Russian airstrike on hospital. No progress on ceasefire talks with Russia, said Ukraine. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina today emphasized enhancing collaboration among the Asia-Pacific countries in agricultural research and education for ensuring food security, along transferring and sharing cutting-edge technologies. The Prime Minister said this is her first recommendations among 3 placed at the opening ceremony of the Food and Agricultural Organization's 36th Regional Conference for Asia and the Pacific. She also said the COVID-19 pandemic has affected the agriculture sector like other sectors. At the initial stage of the pandemic in 2020, the supply chain was disrupted, affecting both the producers and consumers. Bangladesh is hosting the regional virtual hybrid event for the first time. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina joined it remotely from her place of residence in Dhaka. The government has decided to lift value-added tax on import of cooking oil, sugar and gram to keep prices from skyrocketing ahead of Ramadan. Finance Minister AHM Mustafa Kamal made the announcement after a meeting of Cabinet Committee on Government Purchases today. The Ministry of Commerce will conduct further investigation into the country's edible oil factories from today due to abnormal price hikes. The rise in truck fares and series of exportation and supply orders, which have led to a rise in oil prices in the retail market. In this context, the ministry decided to investigate every factory from now on to investigate allegations of irregularities at the factory level. Meanwhile, the CB has launched a month-long essential selling programs in the capital today ahead of the Holy Ramadan to sell commodities at subsidized rates among 10 million lower-income families throughout the country. The High Court has issued a rule stating why the government's inaction to control defamatory content through social media, including Facebook, should not be declared illegal. At the same time, the High Court also directed the Law Secretary to form a committee comprising BRTC chairman and other concerned persons and submitted a report within 30 days. A 2-judge bench of Justice Mamunur Rahman and Justice Khandakar Diluruzzaman passed the order today. Earlier, Desh TV Managing Director Arifur Rahman filed a writ petition in this regard in order to be financially viable. The tendency to make content viral on social media with false information is growing alarming. This is tarnishing in the image of the country as well as individuals and families. Viewers, we are taking a short break. Stay with Bangla City SATV News. Welcome back, and you are watching Bangla City SATV News. Let's take a look at what's going on in the world. Now, at least 7 children have been injured in a bomb attack by Russian troops at hospitals at Mariupol in Ukraine. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky called for an immediate no-fly zone over Ukraine since Russia is attacking again and again. Meanwhile, Jen Psaki, press secretary of White House, has said in a statement that Russia may launch a chemical attack on Ukraine. On the other hand, the Ukrainian foreign minister says no agreement reached on ceasefire during talks with his Russian counterpart in Turkey. Moreover, UNICEF said in less than 2 weeks, 37 children have been killed and more than 50 injured in Russian attacks in Ukraine. Pakistan opposition leaders on Tuesday submitted the no-trust motion against Prime Minister Imran Khan, with the National Assembly Secretariat said Pakistan Muslim League spokesperson. The document was to be presented to the National Assembly Speaker Asad Kaisar. However, as the speaker was not presented in the office, the document was submitted with the Secretariat. Pakistan People Party leader Navid Kumar said the motion requisitioning a National Assembly session has signatures of more than 100 lawmakers. The delegation reached the Parliament House in Islamabad, upon which the opposition leaders confirmed the submission of the no trust motion. Israel's president landed in Ankara yesterday to meet Turkish leader Recep Tayyip Erdogan, the first visit by an Israeli head of the state since 2007 as the countries seek to mend fractured ties. President Isaac Herzog's visit to the Turkish capital and Istanbul was planned weeks before Russia invaded Ukraine, but the conflict could feature at the talks, with both Israel and Turkey playing mediation roles in recent days, with bilateral issues likely to dominate following more than a decade of diplomatic rupture between Israel and Turkey, cause ups and downs and not so simple moments in recent years. The Sri Lankan rupee fell sharply against the dollar on Thursday after the country's central bank ordered a 15% depreciation in a bid to stave off looming economic collapse sparked by a shortage of foreign currency. The country's worst economic crisis since independence has led to fuel and electricity rationing across the South Asian nation of 22 million, crippling public transport and causing long queues for food and medicine. Traders said the rupee sank 11.53% against the US dollars on Thursday, the island's main foreign trading currency, as authorities struggled to raise cash to finance desperately needed oil imports. Before ending, we go through Bangla City SATV News headlines again. Collaboration among regional countries in agricultural research and education should be enhanced, said Prime Minister at FAO conference. TCB launched month-long essential selling programs ahead of Ramadan. For soaring prices of commodity, government withdraws VAT on cooking oil and sugar imports. 3 people, including a child, killed in Russian airstrike on hospital. No progress on ceasefire talks with Russia, said Ukraine. You're updated with Bangla City SATV News. To know the latest news, visit www.satv. Stay with SATV News.